don't hesitate to raise your hand, okay? But don't disrupt anybody else around you. Ready? Here we go. Integers, I-N-T-E-G-E-R-S. Integers are positive and negative whole numbers. You worked with integers a ton last year. Today should be review and reminding yourself what are the rules, okay? When we add or subtract, when we add or subtract, we must remember these rules. If you're going to know what that means, 100%. 100%. Okay. If they have the same signs, if they are both positive or both negative, you add the numbers and keep the sign. If you don't have a highlighter, that's fine. Maybe you box in the word add. Perfect. If you have the same sign, they're both positive or they're both negative, we add the numbers and keep the sign. Opposite signs, where one number's positive and one number's negative, means we take the big number minus the small number. I used the pound sign there just so you know what that means, number. The big minus the small. Your answer will have the same sign as the big number in the original problem. Does this sound familiar? Like, I think I've done this before. Okay, you've done this before. Yep, you've done this before. Okay. All right, so our directions say add or subtract. So when we look at this very first problem, first thing you're going to tell me, is 4 positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. How do you know? Somebody raise your hand and tell me how you know it's positive. Jack?
Because it doesn't have a negative.
Perfect. If there is not a sign in front of it, it's positive. Very good. What is the 6? Positive or negative? Negative. Okay, it's negative. And I know some people are going to say, but Miss Hoff, that's the minus sign. Yes, technically it is, but it belongs to the 6. So, in our problem, do we have the same sign or opposite signs?
Opposite.
Opposite signs. So our rule says, opposite signs, take the big number minus the small number. Which of those numbers is bigger, 4 or 6? 6. Just ignore the sign for right now. What is 6 minus 4? 2. But our rule says our answer will have the same sign as the big number. Which one did you guys tell me was bigger, 4 or 6? Is 6 positive or negative? Negative. So our 2 is negative. Good work. Do you have a question or you're going to just give me the answer? Okay. So let's look at the next one. 3, positive or negative? Negative, because there's a minus sign in front of it. 7, positive or negative? Positive. That plus sign goes with it. So do I have the same sign or opposite signs? Opposite signs. So what do I do? Subtract. Which one's my big number? Ignore the signs. 7, and we're going to subtract 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. But then I got to stop. I got to go back. Which number is bigger, 3 or 7? 7. 7 is positive or negative?
Positive.
So my 4 is?
Positive.
Do I have to put a plus sign in front of it? No. Technically you can, but it's really not necessary. Okay? You guys, I'm impressed. Okay? Zayden, you got this one? Okay, he looked ahead. 12 minus negative 5. What do you think the first thing we have to do, Zayden? I want you to do, so there's something weird on this one I want you to do first. Courtney?
There's a minus and a negative.
So what happens to them? When you have a minus sign and a negative sign right next to one another. Bryce? Instead of minus a -5, you really are going to have adding a positive. Set that down. Thank you. Okay. When your two, whoops, that's not what I meant to do here. When you have a negative and a minus sign right next to one another, they both become positive. So this problem actually becomes 12 plus 5. So then you say, is 12 positive or negative? Positive. Is 5 positive or negative? So do we have the same sign or opposite signs? Same. So what do? I add them and keep the sign. 12 plus 5 is 17. Positive or negative? Positive, because both 12 and 5 are positive. Okay. I'm going to do one more with you, and then I'm going to have you try a couple on your own, okay? People instantly go, Miss Hoff, I don't know how to do this one. It has parentheses. Those parentheses are just a way to try to fool you. They are trying to trick you. All that means is it's a -3. Jack, what are you thinking? Very good, because you're subtracting a negative. Those have to change to adding a positive. So I really have -3 plus 3. Okay, so my first 3 is negative. My second 3 is, so do I add them or subtract them? I subtract them. Which one's the bigger number? 3 minus 3, which is, do I have to worry about positive or negative? No, 0 is neither positive or negative. Everybody silently do this next one on your own. I'm going to check in with you in just a minute. Everybody silently do -10 minus a -2. Okay, look what we did here. You probably should write down more of what I did. That one out. What is the first thing you should have done in this problem? Go ahead. Which number? 10? No. I'm not going to let Jack answer. He's given me a couple really good answers. What is the first thing I should have done in this problem? Bingo. You have subtracting a negative, which means both of those need to turn to adding. Okay? Both of those need to turn to adding. So the very first thing you should have done, plus, plus. I would have rewritten this now as -10 plus 2. Okay? Now, 10 is negative, 2 is positive. So I should subtract. Which one's my bigger number? Ignoring the signs, Caitlin. 10. And I'm going to subtract 2, which gives me 8. Why is it negative? Very good. -8. Okay? I want you guys to try this one on your own. Try this one on your own. 4 plus 5. Middle row, right-hand side. Okay? No conversation. No conversation. Follow your rules. All right, over here, I had to subtract a negative and I had to turn it to a plus sign. Do I have to do that on this one?
No.
No, there's not two negatives in a row. 4 is, 5 is. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to add. 4 plus 5 is 9. Positive or negative? Stop, Courtney. Positive. Both your numbers are positive, so your 9 stays positive. One of the rules in Miss Hoff's classes, people are going to make mistakes. You don't get to point them out. We don't laugh at them. We do nothing about it. We help them fix them. Okay? If I called out every single one of you on every mistake, that would be debilitating to you. We do not call people out. Help them understand what's right and where their process maybe had a mistake in it. Understood? Okay? Because we're all going to be in that boat someday. Okay? All right. This bottom one always throws us for a loop. People panic. Oh no, there's 3 numbers. We worry about 2 at a time. Okay? 2 at a time. 15 is positive. 6 is, so we're going to subtract. What's my big number? 15 minus 6 is 9. Positive or negative? Positive. So now this really becomes a positive 9, and then I got to drag down plus 3. 9 is positive, 3 is, so I'm going to add. 9 plus 3 is 12. Positive or negative? Positive. They're both positive. They're both positive. Okay, last one. You guys try this one on your own. Okay, I'm going to give you some verbal clues. Just start with the first 2. Just take negative 9 plus 2. Then take your answer minus 4. My 9 is negative. My 2 is positive. So I should subtract, right? 9 minus 2, which is 7. Positive or negative? Negative, because my 9 is bigger. So now I have negative 7 minus 4. So I ask again, 7 is negative. 4 is negative. So I'm going to add. 7 plus 4 is 11. Positive or negative? Negative. They're both negative, so you keep the sign. You keep the sign. So today you have an online assignment. We need to talk about online assignments for Miss Hoff. We talked a little bit about homework being based on completion. Okay? It's a little bit different with online assignments. A couple of things I want to show you. If you haven't, shut your laptop. Shut your laptop. Never was a direction to open it up. If you haven't bookmarked the middle school website, you should do that because you're going to use it a ton. If you haven't gone to students and lesson plans and then you click on your link. Some of you are on 8th grade silver. Most of you are on the 8th grade red team. Okay, 8th grade red, if you link this, bookmark this right here, it will always open up to the red team. You guys are 8A math. If you are ever absent from math class, it is always easiest to get caught up before you come back. So if you click 8A math, it's going to take you to our my lesson plans, and it's going to look just like last year's, same format. We're in week 2, and today we are adding and subtracting integers. Here's the note sheet. In a few minutes, I'm going to save the video that I've been recording, and I'll link it here. So if you're ever working from home, you can watch this video at home by probably lunchtime usually. And then here's your homework. Now notice, add and subtract integers is due at 8 a.m. on Wednesday. Online assignments always close at 8 a.m. Online assignments always close at 8 a.m. In order to get full credit on online assignments, you have to complete them to 100%. You have to get 100%, but here's the deal. Ms. Hoff gives you unlimited attempts. I don't care if it takes you 37 attempts or if it takes you 1 attempt. Ms. Hoff doesn't care. If it takes you 37 attempts, I hope you're asking questions in the process. I don't want you to get frustrated. And then based off of it is how you get your points. If you get 100%, you get a 5 out of 5 for that assignment. 80 to 99%, you get a 4 out of 5. 60 to 79 is a 3 out of 5. So on and so forth. Okay, so under Alex, I'm going to log in so you see, you guys just watch for a second here. When you log into Alex, if you finished your knowledge check like you were supposed to, when you log in, this is what it's going to look like. Everybody's pie chart's going to look a little different. On the left, you can get to the homework assignment right here, or if you go to these 3 horizontal bars and go to assignments, I'm going to tell you right now, these chapter ones, their objectives, never are homework. I don't know how to make them go away. Okay? They're just there. But what you guys are going to do today is add or subtract integers. So when you click on it, it tells you it's due tomorrow at 8 a.m. You get unlimited attempts, and it is 10 questions. Okay? Now, no calculator today. Absolutely, positively no calculator. The note sheet you just used, flip it over. What's on the back? Blank. Why do you think it's blank? So you can show your work. Okay? Some of these are going to be very simple, just plotting points on a number line. Other ones are going to get a little bit tougher, and you're going to have to add or subtract. Now remember, when you put in answers, you can click this check button down here. And it says, oh, you're not quite right, and they give you another chance. Then they say, oh, try one more time. And then they're like, actually, that's not right. Here are the correct answers. Okay? But let's go to number 1. And I'm going to plot this. Even if I show you the right answer, every single problem is different. So when I click check, it says, hey, good job. Then you go down on the bottom right and you click submit. You submit the assignment. And if you go to report right here, and this is what's most important to Ms. Hoff, you go to the report, it says, oh, you got number 1 right. Don't worry about it. But I think it was number 5 that I clicked on. Or it was 4. It says, here's what you put in, but that's actually not right. And over on that right-hand side is little eyeglasses that says explanation. This is probably most important when you're in enrichment or you're at home trying to figure this out and you don't maybe have Mr. Breest or myself here to help you. Then you can read through this to try to get some help. Then you're like, oh, I got it now. I can do this. You go back to quick retake. And we click start. And because I got number 1 right, I don't have to redo it. It saves that I got number 1 right. I just have to do the ones I got wrong. Once you get 100%, you're good to go. My goal is always that you get a really good start on this in class. Some of you may get done. One thing that we need to talk about, your laptop is for school purposes only. Games are not allowed, no matter what. Even if you're done with your homework. If you are playing a game, your device will be turned into the principals and the tech guys, and then you lose privileges. It probably starts with only having it without for the day. Then the next time it turns further and longer and longer and longer. Even if the games, videos, music are unblocked, you are not to be on them per school policy. Okay? We don't spend $600 per device for you to play some game on Google. All right? So just, this is your warning. All of the teachers are aware that everybody's had a warning. You play a game, your device is getting turned in. All right? Rock and roll. Log into Alex. Your username is in your planner. Your username is in your planner. Make sure you use your Alex username. If you get stuck, please raise your hand and Mr. Brewster or myself will help you.